Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Mixed Texan Reports. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. So we are back in the city of Seattle. I want to talk about what's going on with the homeless problem up there and what some of the business owners and residents are doing to combat against this. So here goes the Daily Mail article. Seattle business owners are installing 1-ton concrete blocks on city streets to prevent some of the 13,300 homeless people in the Dem-led city from camping out on the sidewalks. Yes, 13,000 homeless people in the city. So here goes some of the bullet points as we highlight some of the article. 1-ton concrete blocks have been installed in Seattle sideways in a bid to stop RVs and homeless tents being put up. The blocks are so heavy that they can't be removed without specialized equipment, making them burdensome for the state to remove. So despite it being illegal to place ecology blocks, sidewalks, or parking spaces, anonymous residents continue to plant them in the city. So here's what some business owners have to say. Here's one here who talked to the Seattle Times, J.W. Harvey. Individual businesses and residents are putting ecology blocks out as taking matters in their own hands, because if they call the city and say there are RVs out in front of their business or out in front of their home, they can't do anything about it. This is sad. So here are some of the blocks right here being put up in the city by these business owners or whoever's putting them up. I guess that's the way they feel they can fight back against this nonsense that's going on in Seattle. Here goes some pictures right here. We're going to get to a video that's going to show all of this, a 2-minute long video. But first, in 2020, Seattle and King County ranked as the third area in the nation with the most homeless people, recording roughly 11,700 people living on the streets. As we see, that number has gone up to over 13,000 since then. So the problem is only getting worse. So here goes a video right here, and we're gonna take a watch. We're gonna watch this together. 2 minutes long. It's gonna show us a video of the homeless tents all over Seattle. Here we go. Why is that allowed to happen? Look at that. See that guy wearing a mask in the park with his dog with hardly anybody around him. Dummy wearing a mask by himself with one person around him. All right, so you saw that. You saw the people in the park playing, whatever set up on the field, playing basketball. and you saw people or homeless people with the tents all around them. It's like it's become normal to live around that. Personally, I wouldn't want to be around that. I don't go anywhere near where I see these places, where I see homeless camps set up. I mean, I don't live around any. It was a very well kept city, but just generally speaking, this is a deterrent for me because I don't want to be around this nonsense. I don't want to be around somebody who could potentially be violent towards me. I don't want somebody coming up to me, hassling me for money or whatever. Cigarettes, I don't want it around me. I'm sorry. So, this is from Fox News. It talks about the same thing. Seattle businesses take law into own hands to combat homelessness, angering activists. So activists are getting upset over this because they want homelessness. That's what it boils down to. But as I said, encampments in Seattle grew to 13,368, up from 2020 numbers, as I said before. We want to take a look at some of these pictures here from Fox News. You see a girl riding a scooter. This looks like it's the downtown area, right past a tent. This is from 2015 right here. But still, this stuff is happening nonetheless. So this is from March of this year. Police officers check on a man who said he has been smoking fentanyl in downtown Seattle. And there is a direct correlation from the border crisis and fentanyl ravaging the country. You know, people dying from fentanyl, and there's a direct correlation from that. So we'll touch on that in a separate video. You know, my thing is, why has this been allowed to happen? There's no excuse for this. So here goes another article. City clears homeless encampment in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Let's watch another video.
Living in the apartments on East Denny Way say they have been living in fear because of violence and lawlessness. Cole's Theron's on live in Seattle with what could be next for people living in that camp. Theron?
Yeah, people living in those apartments say that rents are high enough in Seattle and they shouldn't have to feel unsafe in their own homes. This morning, the homeless encampment that's been in front of the Bonneville Apartments on East Denny Way in Seattle will be cleared. City crews are scheduled to show up at 9 a.m. The people who live in the apartments say they've been living with violence, drug use, and vandalism right outside their windows.
It needs to go. We cannot live like that at this point. This is not exactly the cheapest apartment in Seattle. It's right in the heart of Capitol Hill.
What's happening today is part of an effort by the city to clean up camps that are causing the most concern. We're told so far this year, efforts to reach out to those living in the camps have had more than 660 people referred to shelters. Most of those former campers go to tiny houses or what's known as enhanced shelter beds with caseworkers that help them find permanent housing. And again, that cleanup is scheduled for 9 this morning. There was a partial cleanup earlier this month, but some tents did remain, and the people living in those tents will be offered shelter this morning with that cleanup again starting at 9. We'll let you know how it goes.
Theron, thank you. Also,
Wow. So I looked up this apartment where they're reporting from, and the pictures, of course, there are only 2 pictures online on these apartment finding websites, and of course there are no homeless tents set up outside of them, and they look very nice inside. They look really nice, and they're expensive too, of course, being Seattle. But I want to get into what some of the people had to say about living there. I still sleep with pepper spray. I still need my family to check on me occasionally. I still ask my friend to stay with them when it gets especially bad. It's been 10 weeks. Basically, for those of us on the ground level, we can't open our windows or blinds because basically there are people out there. Yeah, so Brooke told us he had seen a lot, including numerous fights. We've been witness to drug use blatantly standing in our window. There have been 2 shootings. I've called 911 at least 10 times. At nearby Captain Black's bar, Jason Lauren, one of the owners, said he was presently surprised to see the sweep being conducted. Not sure what to expect. Just going to see how things go day by day. I hope that everyone that was there has an alternative place to go or seek treatment, whatever they need to help them progress forward. So, obviously, this is a big problem in Seattle, the city of Seattle. It's affecting everybody in these areas. So, as one person said, it just moves. What's here right now was just somewhere else just a couple of days ago. It was someone else's problem a few days ago. So the thing is that they're cleaning up these encampments, and these homeless people are just moving from one place to another. Something has to be done about this. They can't just sweep them out and then expect the problem to go away. Places need to be built. Centers for these people to go. Enforce the law. Right now Seattle is having a police shortage issue, and we'll touch on that in a separate video as well. So, but they're having a police shortage issue, and it's hard for the law to be enforced. So, to be enforced properly. So here we go with another video. I'm sorry it's a lot of video today, but I just really want to shed light on this problem, and I want you to hear what the people of Seattle have to say about this. So you don't think I'm just, I'm not just making this up. These are real issues going on, and people have real concerns about this.
To protect their livelihoods.
Mayor, you say this is such a problem that it's debilitating your ability to run your business. Tell me about that.
So it's affecting everybody living in Seattle. So it's affecting, yes, I hear you, yeah. So it's affecting everybody living in Seattle, affecting the residents, the business owner, affecting the city, because the tourist is going to be gone, the people is going to move out from town, because everybody suffer, and these people mostly, they have problems, and they should just take them and put them somewhere to get help, because if they don't do that, the city is going to be down to the hell, people scared. I have a lady came to my shop, to my cafe, and she told me she used to come here for 15, 20 years, and now she's scared to come back. She's scared to walk in the street. Imagine, people scared to walk in the street because the homeless and stuff. You don't know what they're going to do for you. They ask for money. Sometimes it's they push you, they hit you, they take your phone, or, it's very, very dangerous. So the city and the mayor or the people who's in the charge, they should step up and do something about it, because if they don't, the city is going to be gone.
Oh, God,
the tent is going to be everywhere. I wake up, I come to the cafe every day, I find tent everywhere. So they never stop.
It's amazing just to see. We've got videos showing now, and just the overwhelming amount of homelessness. Olga, back to you. I know that you have empathy and sympathy for these people. A lot of them are having mental health crisis. What do you think the city should do to not only help those people, but to clean the streets up?
Well, yeah, I think it's a lot of mental health issue. There's a lot of crime too, unfortunately. So I think the city needs to come up with a plan, and they need to start working with juveniles and on, because it starts, it starts in the younghood. So I feel like we are letting our society down here, and Seattle is just becoming an experiment. But there is a line that is being crossed right now, where I'm not feeling safe, my customer's not feeling safe. So how can we work together and really help this beautiful city to come back to its glory years?
Yeah. Mayor, do you think that you've been betrayed by your city leaders to let it get this bad?
I think they don't care. These people, they don't care. They just want to take taxes. They just want to make money, and they don't care. They sit in the offices. They see that, but they don't care. They say it's human right. But these people, they can make their own decision. They have problems, so they can make their own decision. So someone have to take them and get help until they be in the right position to make the right decision. The city, they don't care. They just want money, taxes. That you pay a lot of money for the city, and the city, they don't give nothing about you. They don't care about you.
Well, we've got to leave it here. Listen, I thank you both so much for joining us. Good luck to you. Good luck to your businesses.
All right, so as you saw those two business owners say, the guy said that he has a customer who's been coming for 15 to 20 years, and now she's afraid to come because of the homeless problem. You heard that young lady right there, business owner, who said that she's, it's becoming a problem. Customers are scared. It's getting violent. Crime is up. So they say, oh, it's a human rights, but without caring to think about the people being affected, people who are being assaulted, people having their phones taken away. In some cases, people get killed by homeless people. It happens because this problem is not being properly addressed. And so, therefore, you're going to see a downtick in tourism. Business owners are going to lose money, and it's just bad for the economy altogether. Businesses might close because they can't afford to keep the doors open because people will stop coming to these crime-ridden, homelessness is rampant in the area. So why would somebody come patronize these businesses? I sure wouldn't. I want to stay the heck away from these places. So this is what's going on across the country in various cities. I don't see this problem where I live. The closest major city is probably Fort Worth, and their downtown is very nice. I'm not saying that there are no homeless people in the area, because not that far away there are, but they're kind of maintained to a radius where there's a homeless center right there, and it doesn't really spread out that far from what I've seen. So it's more under control from what I've seen over the years. So this is just more issues with Democrat policies that arise, Yeah, so something has got to be done about this, but, we're going to continue to see this problem. I don't think it's going away anytime soon, and the people in those cities have got to stop voting Democrat, but at the same time, they're a part of the crowd that thinks homelessness is a right, and you have a right to sleep in front of somebody's property. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end the video right there. I just wanted to shed some light on this issue. What do you think about this? What do you see in your area? What do you think the solution is? Give me some feedback. What do you think can be done about this? So, yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care.